Okay, so
welcome to this week's or this month's Ask the Expert session. Joined by information support worker Tracy, support team manager Lisa, and we're very pleased to welcome Claire Francis, counsellor, who's going to deliver our session today. So Claire, welcome to When We Start Ask the Expert sessions. Would you like to introduce yourself and a bit of background into your work?
Yeah, hi, so I'm Claire, and thank you for inviting me today. And so I'm a counsellor in various areas of mental health, and along after my training, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, kind of thing, because it's like years of training. You just kind of need a little bit of a breather and a little bit of a break. And I got a role in Macmillan volunteering as a volunteer counsellor, and I've been there now 4 years now. And yeah, and it's so rewarding, and I've learned a lot of, you know, a lot of my skills, and I've learned a lot about cancers, and you know how I counsel lots of various different people. It could be patients terminally ill, it could be patients just diagnosed, families who've lost children's husbands, wives. It's anybody who comes into contact with cancer that goes through that centre.
Right, well, thank you very much for that. Well, I will just display a brief disclaimer then, and then I'm going to ask you the first question, if that's okay. So I'm just going to share the screen. Okay, so the first question, Claire. We know that for our mums, a cancer diagnosis interrupts pregnancy or the early months of being a parent. And this can cause many mums to ruminate about the things that they feel they've missed out on, that life is turned and is not quite, isn't, turning out to be what they expected it to be, and they experience the feelings of fear and guilt. Are there any tools or strategies that you could suggest to try and, I suppose, not so much stop these thoughts taking over, but how to, I suppose, keep control of them and keep them in check?
Yeah, I kind of I feel that for a new mum, having a baby and dealing with cancer must be just so difficult and so hard. If you're not feeling it, if you're not feeling it today, or the worry of the cancer and having this new baby. And when you have a new baby, if you're feeding or sleepless nights, etc., you're tending to ruminate anyway. So that's kind of probably a bit of the norm, whatever that is. But I just feel that if you're beginning to notice that you're ruminating that little bit too much and you're becoming into isolation, I think a good thing to do is always to open the curtains. If you open the curtains, you're letting daylight in, whether it's day or night, and you can have a little, your own, to try and keep in your own routine as much as possible, so that maybe you try and get up in the day and sit up in bed, or just try and just get changed even, try and get washed and changed, and so that even if you do go back into your room, you're still having some kind of daytime normality, so that you're putting those into your life. Because otherwise, if you just lay in bed all day, every day is just going to roll into one all the time, and especially with a new baby and that exhaustion. But I would imagine that there's a lot of exhaustion as well, that worry and care whilst you're going through these early days. So most definitely trying to just keep those normal things going for yourself.
Tracy or Lisa, anything to add before I move on to the next question? Okay, right.